It's a good morning to you and thanks for joining us on Tea Time. On this program, we aim to get you updated on the biggest entertainment news. I'm Tokunbo Tairo and I'm here with my energetic and enthusiastic co-anchors, Lakwe Banjo and Ife Oshinkeye. Morning, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
How are you this morning?
I am good. You're showing off enough shoulder this morning.
I know, I have got a lot of shoulder action going on at the moment. I love it though.
Yeah, you do look good.
It is a bit midweek, a bit much for the midweek, but hey.
Ife, are you here? You look like you're miles away.
No, that's because...
Did you have a wild night last night?
Well.
Sort of. Private wild night.
Wow, too much information.
Too much
information.
All right, we're starting first with Safari and Nicki Minaj. In a Twitter war of words, make assault and credit card theft allegations. It really is messy, is all I can say. Because, and I know it's like all of us can't wait to dish out what we've got.
Listen, I went home last night. I don't usually scroll through Instagram as much.
Yeah.
My friends were tagging me and stuff. They were like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? And I sat there and I watched every single clip and every single caption. She came for him hard,
big time.
Hard. She came for him big time. First of all, Nicki Minaj, babes, I'm a big fan.
No chills.
You didn't have to do that. You're Nicki Minaj, man. Like, and it's been so...
It was so low
Safari
of her.
pointed that out. Like, nobody in your with your starters or in your circle
would do that.
Should be doing what you're doing right now.
And also, it's been so long. Like, if she came out when Safari was... So when they broke up a couple years ago, before she was with Meek Mill, she basically... you know, he was really bitter. We did lots of radio interviews.
And he did a lot of songs.
Yeah, songs about her. He actually claimed that she never writes any of her lyrics, that he writes all of her lyrics. And actually, he started coming out with music that sounded very similar to hers. And he was a loose cannon for a while. And so for me, it was almost like, okay, so... he's really bitter and he wants to be shady.
Yeah.
And then what, 4 years later, she's come out and she's saying all these things. I don't know what's happened internally or within the industry, but she's basically said that he used her credit card to pay for prostitutes.
Yeah.
You know, his mum and
which he denied, by the way.
She paid for $10,000 for him to get his airline surgery.
Yeah, his hairline surgery. He was always spending her money. Apparently, his mum and her, because they were together since they were kids. So apparently, when she was, you know, becoming a rapper and things, his family were like, well, she needs to get a proper job. Nobody really wanted to support her. Nobody wanted to support her career.
And which she has always
kind of said.
Acknowledged.
Yeah. She's definitely said that a few times. But she went to town. Even the interviewer that was Hot 97, the guy that interviews them on Hot 97, was like, whoa. Like, and she was like, no, I'm not going to calm down. Like, she was like, no. She was ready to finish him.
Can I ask you before you as you conclude, do you think, is he well known that she's a diva, or do you think she's a diva, or...
Well, it is well known that she's a diva.
She's a diva. All right, I'll come back to that, but let me hear Ife.
In this case, she's not being a diva. She's just being the B word because that...
No, she's upset. She's really upset. And that's sometimes we don't know
I think she gets more in her diva character when she gets upset, because this happens every time she gets upset with one celebrity or another.
This reminds me of Tiwa Savage and T-Bills. Now, Safari got you out. It put you out there. It made you famous. It wrote your song.
That's news to her.
What? Safari made Nicki Minaj famous?
Yeah, do you know he was a manager?
Yeah, that doesn't mean he made her famous.
He was the one who did all the groundwork before Nicki Minaj became who she was. She was the one with the talent.
Did you not listen to what I just said? She accused him and his family of not believing in her career. She put in the work for her to be like famous, and when she became
in this Twitter feed earlier.
No. She said it in interviews. She said it in the Twitter thing.
Okay, with Hot 97 with Charlamagne.
Yeah, go and watch the full thing.
Okay, I didn't watch the interview.
Yeah,
with
watch the
Charlamagne
entire thing. Like, she says that no one supported her, including him, and when they got together. When she became famous, she brought him along as her manager and was like, okay, look, this is my... And the only reason why she did that is because she was in love with him. If you notice, while she was with Safari, she always used to talk about whether or not her and Lil Wayne had sex, Drake, her relationships with Drake, and she still had a boyfriend.
Yeah, it was insecure.
Yeah, he was very
He
insecure.
was very
but then she
insecure.
also, let's not lie, she didn't really give him that much respect because one, we didn't all know who he was, and we didn't know that that was her boyfriend. Tiwa and T-Bills, we knew that they were an
Yeah.
item. Nicki Minaj used to talk about having sexual relations with other people, and like you can imagine how that would have made him feel. In their crew, in like Young
Yeah.
Money, Cash Money, they didn't really rate him like that. It was somebody that she kind of just brought along with her because she's known him since she was a child. So no, I don't agree.
I
that
don't
he
know
was-
if you've heard this Safari song. Why the people you love the most always wanna hurt you?
No, I don't listen to Safari,
You've
no.
not heard that song before. Now, in that song, it broke down how he helped her and how she wasn't paying. How when they were dating, she didn't want the industry to know about their
Yeah,
relationship.
that's true.
Like she wasn't proud of him.
Yeah,
And because
he
she
said that on
wasn't
several
famous.
interviews, but she's never denied that.
Yeah, and she's never denied
She's
that.
never denied
so
that.
I understand where it's coming from. Like, look, I'm doing all of this stuff for you. I'm your manager, and then when you have to go out, I have to sit behind or ride in
Yeah,
another
that's
car.
true.
I can't ride with you. So he was bitter about all of that. He even spoke about what video was it that she had Nas as a vixen and they kissed.
Oh my God, what's that song called? I know the song you're talking about. Everywhere's Pink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was really right back then. They were in a relationship, and then she kissed Nas on stage, and
Well, before all of that, there was allegations of her sleeping with Drake. Are you forgetting when
Yeah.
her and Drake did that video?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the one he addressed. Like that stuff really got to him. Like, how can you kiss
but
Nas because
it was
it
a
wasn't
pilot,
part?
it was a build-up
It
of
wasn't
everything
part
else.
of the agreement.
Plan.
But also now we're just talking about Nicki Minaj accusation. Now this is another part that we need to address, which is getting in an abusive relationship. People believe that generally when you're talking about an abusive relationship, it's the man
woman.
abusing the woman.
Yeah.
I am a victim of an abusive relationship, and a Twitter
Safari.
person, a Twitter follower that was following the field said, look, if we are talking about abuse, domestic violence in a relationship, then we should treat it with the same way we treated Chris Brown, treating Rihanna. Now,
way.
why is it? Because it's Nicki Minaj
And she's a
abusing this
woman.
guy. Because Safari accused her of cutting him, and then when the police and the ambulance came, he had to lie that he tried to take his own life so that she wouldn't go to jail. Do you understand? And then that was when she came out with the defense like, oh, you stole my credit card. And it was like, look, the credit card you gave me the pin to,
He
that
thought
you
it
said
was free money.
extra money.
Come on.
No,
come
no.
on. He claimed that he thought that was one of her credit cards that just had free money on it. So what are you doing?
But this is a relationship where,
if
look,
I agree, I completely agree with you on the domestic thing. I do, I totally agree with that, and I think that everybody should be held accountable.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't agree with is the fact that he
he
was,
thought it was free money.
and the fact that he was, basically living off of her,
yeah.
and also
But that's
he
the
should no, wait,
situation
hang
with
on.
Tiwa Savage and T-Bills too.
No, it's not because T-Bills
Let's
had
leave
other
Tiwa out
artists.
of this and just
Yeah.
concentrate on this couple.
But anyway, in response to that,
Yeah.
T-Bills had other artists that he could have made money from. Why is it that
No.
Tiwa, yes,
At
he
that-
did.
at that
He had
moment,
that
he
guy.
focused
You see,
on
that's
just
why I didn't want us to
Tiwa
talk about this
Savage.
because we're going to digress.
Yeah, okay, so don't let us digress.
The
Let's
point
go.
I'm trying to make is that Safari, yes, Nicki Minaj did some horrible things, and yes, Safari did some horrible things. But the point is, in regards to your point about, he had to sit in the back, he had to do all of this. Let's not lie, yeah? When you're going, and as a man, you can confirm this, when you're dating somebody, a woman for that matter, that is a lot more famous than you, that is the one in the spotlight, there are certain things that you have to accommodate.
Yeah.
And I feel like on Safari's defense, he had to accommodate a lot of things like that,
Yeah.
which probably made him frustrated, hence the prostitutes, hence the money, because at this, it's very hard for you to have your woman that you know how she is when she's like calm and stuff and in the limelight.
All right,
And
we
then
need
she
to
also
round up.
came to
Round
say
up,
that
Ife, please round up.
He came to beg for going to the EMAs with her and everything. And the guy was like, you're in a full-blown relationship. Even while we were in a relationship, you're already dating McMill. So
To be
how would I
honest,
have
that,
begged
the
you for that?
stuff that she's done to him in terms of their relationship
worse.
is
It's
a lot
worse,
deeper
yeah.
than
Yeah.
what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
On that note, the way I want to end this conversation is, look, domestic violence in a relationship, it shouldn't just be focused
Applies
on
to both
men.
sexes.
Yes,
On
it's
women,
both
you
sex.
mean?
No, on
shouldn't just be
men
focused on
abusing women. Now, let us also focus on women who abuse men.
Or who are abusive in their
who
relationship.
use every opportunity
Yeah.
to slap a man,
But the
to
reason why
fuck you
there's
down.
a focus on women and men abusing women
Because it's
there's
more.
But
Yeah.
Yes,
you're right.
we
It should-
agree.
it should
But
be.
it should
All
be
right.
50-50.
We're going to leave it there. Time for a quick break. When we come back, we'll be giving you more entertainment news. Stay here.
that money will shoot every person that we know can shoot. We don't let people die there.
You could have killed me for a long period of time.
That time why I carry gonorrhea. I first go hospital first, but it no go. Now I come make that mama.
He just pulled it, he pointed and shot.
What is the soul of a man?
They suffer too much. They suffer too much.
Issues around the Nigerian police, we have to tackle it holistically.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. Up next is this headline on Ali Baba, who supports the white man who said intelligent people should leave Nigeria. Oh, why are you dancing?
This is
I'm
laughing.
about to finish.
Unleash.
Listen.
Or you're about to leave Nigeria.
No, I'm not about. I'll just come back. No, I'm not leaving. So this is the thing. Just a quick wrap up of the story. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the video. It's making rounds on
it
the
was
internet.
trending yesterday.
Of course, because when a white person says something about a black country or an African person, it's going to become viral.
Yeah.
Now, the guy in the video is outside Trump Towers, you know, having one of the regular anti-Trump protests. And essentially what he's talking about is the fact that, you know, being a billionaire and being a politician, and he's having this debate with this Nigerian man who's behind the camera. Now, the white man asked the Nigerian man, where are you from? Because why do you have this view? And the Nigerian man said, oh, I'm from Nigeria. And the white man immediately jumps on it and is like, well, from what I've read and what I've heard about Nigeria, you know, you guys always have to pay your way out to get things done. If you're intelligent and clever, you have to leave the country for people to recognize you. He said a lot of table-shaking things. He also said that, you know, because the powers that be, meaning the government, suppress corruption. He made so many different allegations and was like, oh, yeah, that must be fake news, right? Because is it fake news? And the Nigerian man was basically like, you're not totally wrong. So now, back onto the analysis. The white man, absolutely correct in some regards. I've lived here for since April, which is just over 4 months now. And a lot of the things that he's saying is true. And a lot of the things that he, you know, that he brings up makes sense. It's not a lie. Yeah, let's not lie. Like, let's not lie as Nigerians that what he's saying isn't true. Because even the man behind the camera agreed with him. Now, Ali Baba has reposted it and said, yes, of course he's right. You know, at the end of the day, Asha performed in his concert back in 2000, but she had to leave Nigeria to get the recognition. He gave reference to a Nigerian drummer that won the Grammy that we didn't even celebrate over here. He spoke about different people that have to do certain things that we know that a majority of people, that even girls that leave Nigeria only get recognized.
You're talking about Chimamanda and Wole
Chimamanda, Wole Soyinka. He spoke about bleaching, the fact that, you know, people only recognize themselves when they become whiter and blah, blah, blah. Now, a lot of the things he says I don't really agree with what Ali Baba is saying, because the examples he's given are like he's generalizing a lot of it. Like the bleaching thing isn't to do with our problem, it's to do with white standards of beauty that have been created by white people. And unfortunately we're victims of that. And at the same time, when he talks about Wole Soyinka and Asha and co, Asha's been famous for longer than 2000. Like she was famous in France because she grew up there. And like, this is the thing. Now, this is my issue with the whole, like, the white man saying what he's saying and the people like Ali Baba jumping on it. Yes, we agree as Nigerians that it's true and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Now, what I don't agree with is it coming from a white person. Let us fix our problems. First of all, the problem... No. Let me finish. I'm going somewhere with this. The people that have created, and I'm going to shake the table, and I don't care what anyone has to say, but this is my opinion. Right? The people that created a lot of the problems that exist here, other than the fact that we've perpetuated those problems, is white people. Like the Western world, like you should watch this interview with this woman anyway, that she completely slams the whole Western idea. But anyway, there's a lot of people that are Pan-African, and trust me, people that are Pan-African don't live in African countries a lot of the times. A lot of people that are like conscious about Africa and want Africa.
Sorry, I'm still not getting your point.
I'm going somewhere with this. Like, no, just listen carefully. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of the problems that are in Africa are because the Western world want us to be in this position. They want us to like not succeed, and they want us to rely on them. And that's why. So for you to like basically ignore what your forefathers have done and what your current presidents are doing, in and then say that, well, yeah, in your country, you guys are
Exactly.
corrupt.
Exactly.
But sorry, America's one of the most corrupt countries in the world.
Well, true.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Like, let's not lie.
It's just that they do it with such, well,
sophistication.
Okay.
That's
finesse,
all right.
finesse,
Can
and
I
that's
comment?
diplomacy.
Yeah, exactly. They do it with such diplomacy that they make it look like it's okay to be corrupt.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And then also, we are part of our own problems. I'm not disputing that. So
Yeah.
don't say that.
Yeah.
I'm taking it. I'm just saying that when you're highlighting the African problems from a white person, I don't appreciate that because you're part of the problem.
Exactly.
End of story.
All right. So now I agree with some of the things you said, but what I really have a problem with is you saying that a white man cannot analyze our problems. Because look, here we are, we discuss Trump, we discuss the political system in America, we discuss their legislative system in America. Hold on.
Let's not have an argument.
We discuss
Let
the
him say his
legislative
piece.
system. We talk about their injustice to black people, which we are clearly affected by. And all these things. So if a white man, and this guy said, it was because the black man was speaking from an angle which he felt he did not know so much to be speaking on those terms.
Well, he was trying to come on as an expert, and he never even been to a country.
The white man said that a lot of the things he knew about Nigeria were from what Nigerians have told him.
What Nigerians have told
he said from what he read.
From what he read, yeah, that is,
Yeah, but
he has
he's
done.
lying.
Now, it feels like somebody who is vast in knowledge. He knows a lot of stuff. For him, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm getting to a point. I'm getting to a point that he knows to a certain level how Nigeria operates. But the black man behind the camera asking him a lot of questions about the Trump, he noticed that, look, it's not like you know a lot about these things you are saying, but you are saying them anyways. But from what I have heard about Nigeria, you guys are corrupt. Yes, they're part of the problem, but this man is not the problem. Now, what this guy is trying to tell you is like, you guys also need to handle your own stuff before you even come out and start talking about American
do you
issues.
support this white man or the black man?
I totally support this this white man in the sense that him saying that a lot of people need to get, look, we see it as an achievement whenever we leave Nigeria and we're in America. If you go and you do your master's abroad and you come back, you'll probably get a job better than somebody who graduated with a first class in Nigeria.
We need to move on.
No, we can't move on from this because this is really, really important. Sorry, can I just say something? Can I just say something?
I'm still getting to a point. I'm going to let you talk
Guys,
about.
you need to be mindful of time. We need to move on.
But what I'm trying to let you know is that, look, this white man is saying the right thing. And Ali Baba is backing him up because look at the examples he gave. People like Asha, people like Wole Soyinka, people like Chimamanda, their recognitions, their value is higher when they're over there than when they're in their own country.
But can I just say something? That they got recognized here, not for living abroad.
No, that's what he's saying. He's saying that, that is what he's saying. The man is saying that Ali Baba is saying that they only got recognition when they left the country, which is what the white man is also saying.
And then which is why they're snatching a lot of our very intelligent people. Look at the people that make cars abroad. A lot of them are Africans.
Now, can I just say something? Now, this is why I'm saying that what we're saying is very, very important. And I'm not trying to play the victim mentality. But if you go back to the root of the problem, there's a lot of problems that exist in Nigeria and Africa at large. People are not concerned about whether a Nigerian is becoming a drummer. People are concerned about, am I going to eat today? Am I going to get a good education? Am I going to get a good job? Am I going to be able to feed my family? No one cares about, and those problems are caused by who? We have debt, we are colonized mentally, institutionally. The reason why these opportunities exist out of Nigeria is because the country hasn't been able to grow, not because of white people.
And should I tell you why we're having these problems? Which is why I am a full support and an advocate of the not too young to run bill. Now, we keep complaining about this thing. We keep making...
What is the solution?
What are we doing about it? As young people, if I ask 80% of the youths in Nigeria, do you have your PVC? They don't even have it. You want everything to change. What are we doing about it? Are you going out there to vote for change? Are you advocating? Look, America was built on blood, sweat, and tears.
Of black
Nobody is ready.
Of black people, of African people.
Yes, but they fought.
I'm glad I've got you.
But wait, they fought for what they wanted.
Who?
How many the black people, like you said?
All right, guys, we're going to have to leave it. Time is not going to let us. We need to move on.
raising their placard
let's leave it
saying,
there.
let's make a change.
If
Why
there's
are they
such
not
an
going to the
advocate,
Senate
but
House? Why are they not
unfortunately-
going to
I
Aso Rock?
know.
Why are they not
All right,
doing all the
guys,
things?
let's-
Nobody
let's-
wants to
let's
die.
agree
A
to
few
leave
people
it.
have to die before
Time
we
for
can
another
move
break.
ahead.
When we come back, we'll be bringing you more entertainment stories. So stay here. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa.
I actually moved back to Nigeria to open a bakery. This was my goal. And everything I did up till this point was in preparation for this. First of all, life was great because I moved in 2015 right before the recession, right? It was awesome. I was like, wow, there's so much money out here, man. The cost of overheads, power generation, water, you have to be your own local government. And there are no tax breaks. Many places where, where they realize the small business environment is difficult would offer some kind of tax breaks and incentives. We don't do that out here. We want you to come back. We want you to, to start businesses here, but we're not going to do anything to help you. All my experiences in the past have led me ultimately to where I am now.
Welcome back. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa, and we're swiftly moving on to our next story, which is on Damilola Adigbite, who says, I don't feel sorry for some men when I hear some women are showing them pepe. That is such a Nigerian expression.
I agree.
Oh.
For a man,
So you're-
I totally agree. You what? I do agree with Damilola Adigbite.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Now, let me tell you why. Earlier, when we were talking, I said I was in a very abusive relationship, right? As a
Somehow,
man.
that doesn't resonate with me.
no, it's true.
It is true. I'm glad you're a witness because I would never have believed it.
never say
To
that.
think how outspoken Ife is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All right.
No. That was because I really loved her, and I actually thought this was going
That
to
was
lead.
your sacrifice. It wasn't that, you were
was going to
emotionally
lead to
abused.
marriage. Look, I got slapped. I have bite marks to show for this.
Yes.
Wait.
For every man
Now,
in a relationship
the
goes
point-
through
the
that.
point
That
I'm
doesn't mean you were
you
verbally.
crazy? Are you
mean
crazy
you've
to
never
talk about-
slapped him before?
I've never slapped a man.
Seriously.
No.
Even in the heat of a moment.
Why would you get physical? Like, it doesn't.
The only time I think I should get
Did you have
beaten
a
is during
relationship?
some
Did you, by any chance, seriously, like,
you know?
did you have a relationship with a Nigerian man while you were in the UK?
No.
There you go then.
No, but,
Anyway.
no, but I shouldn't have to hit
So
you.
now, do you know when all that was happening? What held me back a lot of times is because I know that, look, growing up, I wasn't the best man. I treated a lot of women badly.
So you
I
felt like
did.
it was payback?
Yeah, I felt like this was karma. So I was enduring, thinking like, okay, yes, you have to pay a price for all the things you've also done in the past. So I think I deserved that to an extent.
Babe, you never deserve to be hit.
No,
Exactly.
relax.
It's such a defeatist
But it has made me a better man because I would never date a woman who would try to do that again, or a woman who would not give me the respect I deserve. But at that moment, I needed to be shown that pepe to realize that it's not okay to treat women badly because I got treated badly, so I could,
But this
how
is
do
what
I put it?
think, right? I don't think it should take, like, the next generation of men need to listen carefully and, like, need to follow good role models because it shouldn't take that to make you realize that you shouldn't treat women like that in the past. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it shouldn't have to take
Yeah.
karma
Yeah.
for you to, you should just treat everyone with love and respect.
Yes,
And
but-
no one will hurt you. Like, I mean, it's very cliche to say, but then that way you can accept what you can accept and not accept what you don't accept. Because, to be honest, for 8 women's hearts to have been broken and 1 woman to break your heart, for you to realize that, oh, actually, I've treated those 8 women really badly, this is payback. It shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be the structure.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying in my case, that was
your own
what
personal-
made me grow
Okay.
and know that every
right.
woman
In
deserves.
Alright, guys.
Damilola's case, I think she's just shading her ex-husband, who's Ghanaian and is very fine.
Ooh. Okay, so
No,
Ife,
she
you were
is,
saying-
because she's had a tiff.
Yeah.
They've broken up. They met on the set of Tinsel.
Okay.
And, like, they were together. And obviously they
Yeah.
got married and had a baby
Alright.
and they've broken up.
Okay, I think we should move on very quickly so that we can touch on Laura.
Laura KG.
Yeah, Laura
Okay.
has basically come out to say,
She shows up because she's from a poor background and now she wants the world to see how far she has come.
So do you agree with her?
No, let me show you. The only thing that made me really want to talk about this, Laura, is what you're wearing right now.
Okay.
Suffering is the most powerful teacher of life. But I think Laura did not learn anything from suffering.
Because if you had learned,
you would have realized that there is no point showing off what you have become. Instead, lift other people.
Okay,
Don't let other people go through what you have gone
but
through.
before we go, let me quickly ask you, do you think Dangote did not have any kind of suffering whatsoever?
No, Dangote was Dantata, come on. We had a very good background. The money he used to start his business, it was handed to him.
It wasn't handed to him. He got it from his uncle.
It was a loan, and he paid back.
Yes.
But he had someone to take a loan from. What about people?
Same as Trump. Trump's dad gave him his first 10 million or whatever.
What about people that didn't have where to take that loan from?
Gold, they had
they
try
worked
to get
for it.
But how much work do they actually have to do?
But Dangote must have lived in a comfortable 3-bedroom apartment.
What I'm saying is that he also had his struggles and challenges.
Nobody's disputing that fact. But Laura is saying that she lived
and middle class. Like Dangote was obviously middle class upper, which is why he had family members.
Okay, that's why I agree.
They had family members that had access to that kind of money. She's saying she came from a
but they lived in a one room with a whole family.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, you can't compare.
So if you have really suffered, you really don't need to show it off.
Exactly.
That's
I definitely believe.
That's true, but then it's very hard to say that and not do it. Like, she wants people to know that, look what I've come from. You can imagine the kind of people she grew up with, the kind of like, she wants to show that
keeping up with the Joneses.
Not even that, she's her own personal success story. Like, however you want to, like, you know, measure it or label it as, right? For her, owning a store, being able to get married, have a car, a nice house, living in one of the richest neighborhoods, as she said, is a huge achievement for her. And she believes that she deserves to show it off. Because I'm sure at one point in their life, when they were poor, they were always like having to hide the fact that they were poor. Now she's rich. She wants to show it off.
Let me just quickly say that. No, but hold on. What I'm saying is, let me quickly say this, because if you want to show off, I don't think I personally have any problems with that. If you want to show off because you want to live life good, and if you want to, you know, you want to wear quality items or have quality things, that's perfectly fine and good. But you should not owe it to the fact that it's because you were poor. That's the problem I
think all of us sound very privileged and entitled right now. I feel like for somebody that came from poverty and someone that came from like being poor, for them that
is like their achievement.
Look, I'll give you
the hallmark.
Yeah, that's what they've been aspiring. Like in the days when they were poor, they're like, one day I'm gonna blow, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna show off to all these people. Because if you look at America, right, when all these rappers come out and they're like wearing big fat chains, like, and they're like,
the bling.
and they're called hood rich people, like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're from the ghetto and stuff like that. They're poor, but they want everyone to know that they've made it and they're rich. But some of them still live in the ghetto just so they can show people that they've made it, or they've moved their parents out of the ghetto. They post it and stuff. It's the same kind of thing. Like people that have never seen. It's called new money culture, new money mentality. When you've never had that,
to an extent, I agree with you. But I just think that a lot of mature people, when you attain a certain level of wealth or success,
you don't need to show it.
You don't need to show it. It would speak for itself.
Exactly. And in the UK, like, where you would know this because, like, you know, when there are certain people who don't show their wealth, like we were talking about yesterday about their clothes.
I know I get that, but you guys are talking about different cultures now. Like, let's not lie, as Nigerians, we're quite flamboyant naturally, whether you're poor or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is,
we were speaking about the story the other day when people buy cars, they post it. I've just got myself a new car, got myself a new house. It's all the same thing. It's all part of
my best friend got a C300 2017, brand new. I've never seen that car on Instagram, on social media.
But that could be for security reasons. Was your friend from a poor family?
All right, guys, we're going to have to draw the curtains. Do you want to say any final?
I think each to their own. However you want to celebrate your success, do it. Like, if that means flaunting, flaunt.
Do you concur?
The best way to celebrate your success story is by helping other people.
How do you know
if you're privileged, help other people. Don't come on the gram and show us, oh, I'm having this for breakfast, when that only happens once a week.
All right,
not like you eat that every day.
It's a wrap, guys. It's a wrap on the show. Haven't got time to thank everyone as I should do, so we're going to call it a complete wrap. Join us this afternoon for Afternoon Tea Time. Bye.